guys, you're gonna listen to this back. This is so scary. This is really scary. Let me turn around and get this out the back if I can. Oh, they're not back there now. Okay, there was this car. We're on the way in Florida. We're driving, and there was this car who came from, basically. I mean, this is black. If you can see, like around. I'm in the back seat now because my leg hurts and I want to like put it up. So this is like as black as it is out here, and it's been worse. So there was this guy who came up from behind us and just was, did he have his brights on?
He had his brights on. I'm in the slow lane and I'm going 5 over, and he had his brights on, and so I moved, and he was like riding my tail, so I moved over to the fast lane because I thought maybe he was a dumbass, didn't know that the fast lane is on the left side, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then he followed me there and was riding our tail, and then he was weaving back and forth behind
We went back and forth, back to the left, back to the right, just trying to like nicely, and she was like going a little bit, like 5 miles even over, just to try to like, because he was on our ass.
I had to speed up to about 90.
Were you going 90?
Yeah.
I thought it was fast.
And Kat was freaking out.
I was freaking out, guys. I thought I was
literally,
dead.
we are in the middle of nowhere.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
With just trees on the side, and we couldn't pull over, and the only thing that was like we could get off at was a rest stop, and there's like nothing there. So like I just kept like going faster and faster, and then the guy finally passed us. Okay, now tell the rest of the story.
Okay, I mean, at this same time, okay, what is going on here? Is another deer? This is like a video game we're playing, guys.
Yeah.
Is it deer? Is that no? Okay. She's been seeing deers, by the way, and we've seen like a dozen of them,
right?
At least, and she's been catching
the eye for the deer.
She's been catching the eye of the deer and just seeing them, and I can't see a thing, and she's seeing that. Okay, so then this guy, I was freaking out and I was like grabbing my dog. I'm sitting in the back seat with my legs up.
I thought she was going to die.
I thought I was going to die.
And I was just remaining calm because there's nothing we could do except speed up.
What did I say? What was I saying over and over again?
We're going to die. We're going to die.
And then, should we call the police? Do I call the police? Should I call the police? I don't know what to do. Should I call the police? And then we're realizing it's like, we don't have his license plate number. I guess it can track us or something. I don't know. But by that time, we'd be dead on the side of the fucking road.
Right.
I mean, you guys, it was so scary because he was right on our ass going 90 miles an hour, and he was like inches from our fucking back bumper, and we would and it was crazy. Finally, he went past us and sped like a crazy man. He had a temporary plate. It was a black car, and it said TTN.
It said TN and then a whole bunch of numbers after it.
TN and then a whole bunch of numbers, and it was a temporary plate. And so then we're driving around. We're like silent because it was like,
Kat had a heart attack.
I was in like I was in shock. I was like feeling like I was in fight or flight.
I couldn't see anything because the brights were so fucking bright. Like he like was riding our ass with brights on.
Yeah.
It was so fucked up.
I was blinded by just being a passenger, and Rorie remained completely calm. Like completely calm, and I'm literally passing out.
Oh my God, we're gonna die!
We're gonna die!
I'm like, Kat, we can't pull over right now. Yeah. He'll like stop and murder us.
Yeah! She's like, I'm like, pull over, and she's like, if we pull over, we're dead. And I'm like, I'm grabbing my dog, crossing myself, and like I'm Catholic and I'm Jewish. I'm like praising Allah. I'm doing whatever I can because I'm freaking out.
Tell them the rest of the story.
Okay, so then we were like driving along, collecting ourselves for like a couple of miles. Then we see the guy, and he is
in the back of he's in the back of his car with his hazards on, like going for the trunk.
Yeah,
going for the
trunk. He pulled over. We're like, and Rorie's like, that's the guy, and we're like traveling past him, and he's like going for the back of his trunk. And then we see, like, we're like, I'm freaking out again.
Like, we're trying to get away. I'm going 90 right now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get away as fast as we can in case he went to go get a gun to go fuck with us again.
Because another car came up, like, after that, and we thought it was him at first, or I did. And she's like, no, that's another car. And then we saw him pull out and go behind that guy. So he's now fucking with somebody else with a temporary plate, throwing out bodies out the back of his door over like the sea or wherever the fuck we are.
In in the swamplands.
We're in the swamplands that have deer. Who knew that swamplands had deer?
I thought
the deer was like a Minnesota thing. She thought the deer was a Michigan thing. I'm sure somebody else says they own the deers.
So if this guy fucks us and they find our body somewhere.
This is where we are. Wherever the fuck that is, that you can make it out.
Mile 250 right now.
Mile 250 right now. Just
on something.
On something.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. You can read that.
It's a black car with a temporary plate TN.
Yeah. It was crazy. And then he was like turning his lights off in the middle of it. It was fucking crazy. So I don't know, who it was, but that was our scary experience.